My name is Richard, and this is my story, a story that changed everything. I've been married to Kyle for 3 years. She's a banker, and I'm a simple engineer. Together, we live in a modest one-bedroom apartment that my parents helped us buy. On the surface, we seem to have it all: jobs, a home, and each other. But beneath the veneer of our picture-perfect life, something was missing. Lately, our marriage felt more like a routine than a partnership. The spark that once bound us seemed to have dimmed, buried under the monotony of work, dinner, sleep, and repeat. Spontaneity was a distant memory, and love, or at least the version we started with, was slipping away. I often found myself wondering if we'd forgotten why we got married in the first place. One Saturday, Kyle said she was meeting her girlfriends at a coffee shop. "You don't mind, do you?" she asked. "Of course not," I replied, glad for a quiet evening to myself. I grabbed a beer, settled in front of the TV, and just as I got comfortable, the doorbell rang. I opened the door to find my mother-in-law, Susan. "Is Kyle home?" she asked, her face clouded with something I couldn't quite place. When I told her Kyle was out, she sighed heavily and asked if she could come in. Susan, in her early 50s, carried herself with grace. She'd always been striking, but tonight there was a vulnerability about her that caught me off guard. We sat at the kitchen table, and I noticed her eyes glistening. "What's wrong?" I asked hesitantly. That's when she broke down, tears streaming as she told me her husband, Kyle's father, had betrayed her. He'd been caught exchanging messages with a younger colleague, and when confronted, he'd lashed out, leaving Susan devastated. She poured her heart out, recounting how their marriage had once been filled with love and laughter, the little gestures that made her feel cherished. But over the years, those moments had faded into indifference. Her words struck a chord, mirroring my own fears about my relationship with Kyle. I offered her a shot of brandy to calm her nerves,